What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Behind the Loo. well, welcome back to Behind the Loo. I'm your host, Brennan, joined with Sean and Mason as always. We got a pretty jam-packed episode going through a lot of different things going on in St. Louis with some Cardinals talk, some Rams settlement money, and a little bit of Blues and UFL talk. So we're a little late on uploading this episode due to some technical difficulties on my end yesterday. My internet was not wanting to work with me at all, but we're here today, so I'm excited to get into all this. But how are you guys feeling today?
I'm feeling great. My arms are sore. I had a great workout today.
Yeah, I can't get under 190, so I'm all right.
Yeah, I feel the same with 180 right now. But
Gotta go to the doctor.
but anyway, we're gonna start with this Rams settlement money, because I think this is a
This is a
big
big deal
topic.
for the city.
Yeah, it's a really big deal for the city because, when you look at just what happened with the Rams and how everything played out and how it's like, affected the economy of St. Louis, I think it's the money that we get from this is a way that we can rebuild from that and finally move on. But how are you guys feeling with this breakdown? Sean, I don't have you have it pulled up at all.
Yeah, so the way it's working out right now, and this is coming from the legalclarity.org and whatnot. The original lawsuit was, of course, towards, mainly Stan Kroenke and the NFL and the city going against 31 other teams of saying, hey, why are we moving? It's the basic, simple way of putting that and whatnot. And, sadly, Stan Kroenke took his ball and left for LA for better pastures and more money, of course, because what does the Prince of Walmart need more money for? So the original plan, I think, and I want to make sure I'm getting all the facts straight whenever we talk about this too, is I remember that they originally were going to sue Stan Kroenke and the NFL for $1 billion. Mason, do you remember that, if I'm saying that correctly or no?
Well, they always do like the most astronomical amount. Yeah, I don't know if it was 1 billion. I'm sure that's what they would do because that's all those guys are worth however many billions. But
Right.
I know the city spent like $300,000. Not sure the exact amount. On that HOK project on trying to get the stadium built on the riverfront
Yeah,
with
and
Dave Peacock. I
I
know they
hope
were
you,
definitely trying to cover money from that, and then they
right.
were covering money from them straight up deceiving them the whole damn time.
Yeah, Mason, whenever you put up this short that comes up, I hope you use the cool generation or generated thing that they had for that, their plans for that stadium. Because looking back on it now, that would have been such a kick-ass stadium, right on the riverfront. I think that would have been like right on the other side of the 70, to where like I think that's like where we even tailgate at like Cass Avenue and
It would have
stuff,
been there. Yeah.
which is really sick looking back on. I really wish that would have gone through, but to give even more context with it all, the case got dragged through years of contingency through discoveries. In 2019, the Missouri Supreme Court ordered NFL owners to turn over 8 years of cell phone records, so that way they could actually keep track of what all was said and the fuckery of it all. And then finally, it came down to St. Louis settling with them because they didn't want to take the chance of it going to trial and something getting messed up. So that's whenever we got the news then, back in I think 2021, of or no, the case was set for trial in January 10th of 2022, and then while it was looming and the legal bills were piling up across the 32 teams, both the St. Louis and the NFL reached a $790 million settlement through mediations, and it was announced on November 24th, 2021. So, with that being done, here's where it kind of breaks down even more, because St. Louis did not get the full 790 million because you have to pay legal fees and the teams that went into
It was
it.
like 35% to the attorneys.
After
The attorney.
approximately 275 million in
Yeah.
fees went to plaintiffs' law firms
That's
and so
insane.
forth. So it was
then
about
there
35%. Yeah.
and I wish I had the exact numbers. I think like 80 something million had to go into repairing the dome too.
Yes. So here's
Something
how that
about a
broke
dome
up.
operator.
So we were left with 519 million remaining to be distributed, and the split finalized in 2022, in late 2022, to the allocated net funds of the city of St. Louis got 250 million, St. Louis County got 169 million, regional convention and sports complex authorities 70 million, and the America Center's convention center expansion to 30 million. Got that amount. Now, what I want to make sure that we tackle properly is what got approved recently. And I think it's coming out of that 250 million and how this is going to work. Is that the new St. Louis County spending plan for it all is that they would receive 169 million, and it's been slowly spent and moved around. By August of 2025, the city council or the county council had approved for about 56.2 million across all 5 projects of 40 million to street sidewalks, almost 10 million to cyber security protection for their HR system upgrades, 5.2 million to facilities maintenance on 49 county buildings, a greenhouse gas reduction planning and development study for Spanish Lake area. So that's more stuff going to the north side of it. But to the real meat and potatoes of it all, the St. Louis City will be spending 230 million to do whatever they can, and this is where the board bill 22 comes into play with it all. So I don't know if you guys want me to break this down real quick, but this is what's getting reviewed by Carter Spencer and the Board of Aldermen recently.
Like the 120 million tornado recovery, right?
So what that is 110 million of it will be going also to North St. Louis tornado recovery for neighbors and redevelopment, including 79 million for home repairs, infrastructure and demolition, and 5 million for immediate housing support, and 31 million for resident-driven neighborhoods. 65 million citywide infrastructure, including water, street, sidewalk improvements, and I think even in that is also sewer and other stuff, which is really interesting considering we just had a huge fucking sinkhole underneath 70.
Right in front of the dome.
Yeah, in front of the dome. So I guess that was kind of a sign of like, hey, we should probably allocate something to that. 55 million will go to downtown revitalization, covering major capital projects targeting vacant buildings, the riverfront improvements, which I know Mason will be happy to hear about, infrastructure upgrades and retail incentives, and an event attraction fund. So let's go ahead and hammer on that. With 55 million, what do you guys think they're going to do with it? What buildings do you think they're going to tear down? What do you think they're going to try and entice bigger businesses to come to St. Louis to drive that revenue?
For me,
Fix the
I would-
roads. Fix the roads. Fix the roads. I love that. That's the first thing anyone says.
I think
Right.
for me though, if you're gonna talk about like the entertainment fund and just trying to drive up revenue for the city, I think that Laclade's Landing, a revitalization of that would be sick. Especially when you look at like what they're doing with Millennium. A lot of that area is gonna all be revitalized to be more of an entertainment district. They just make that whole stretch like around the arch and like through like the dome and like kind of like just that entire riverfront completely being more of an entertainment district. I think would be pretty cool to see, especially just with the problems they've had on Washington Avenue lately.
Right. Mason?
Well, I was gonna write off of that is that I know a lot of people always when it comes to money in the public's eyes, people always like put it towards the schools, put it towards the roads, fix everything. And yeah, it's nice and you're making people's lives better, but I kind of have a more business mind when it comes to it, and you should be putting that money into things that are going to make money year over year for your city. So just because you fix everything in St. Louis, or downtown St. Louis, doesn't mean anyone's going to go there. Doesn't mean anyone wants to be there. It's not going to have any draw. Tear down all the buildings you want. People still aren't going to go downtown. You should be investing in the livelihood and the entertainment of downtown St. Louis just as much as you are about the repair. So if we spend all that money just fixing things and the money actually doesn't like reinvest in itself, then what happens when we have the same problem in 10 years and we don't have Rams settlement money to lean back on? You need to put
Right.
it into something that's making money for the city and brings people downtown. Like, you got to get the money to circulate back in. And the best way to do it is to get people down there, revitalize Laclede's Landing, improve the strip of the arch, make it more friendly, make it look cool. Keener's Plaza, keep investing in that. I think Ballpark Village and all that doesn't really need any help. I think they're doing fine over there, but make the city more bright. I like when the city did things that were like last year when not last year, that's however long ago it was, but they used to have all the tungsten yellow lighting that was all ugly and looked like you're about to get the R word done to you out in the street, and like someone's gonna come out behind that dumpster. That was terrible. But with City Park and all that stuff, they finally got like the LEDs, and it's more comforting and stuff like that.
Right.
Invite people downtown. Get people to come downtown. Spend that money to have people come downtown.
You know what could help with
Not
that?
just fix it.
Is they would fucking turn on that fucking at the Horseshoe Casino, that goddamn building back on. That would be cool.
The tall one?
Yeah, that tall one.
I
They
put
turn
that
that
up and
off?
on.
No, turn it on. Because remember how it used to, like, back in like the early to mid 2000s and early
It had like the
2010s,
colorful LED on it.
yeah, they would have that LED like strip that was on the building, like show, like if there was a Blues game, if there was a Cardinals game, that shit would like light up and stuff.
Well, I think they turned it off because no one was maintaining it, and so all the LED panels were failing, and it looked embarrassing.
Well, guess what? We got some money for it right now.
I
will donate
that's not
200,000
really-
for it.
I don't think that really goes to the city. That's not the city. That's on Horseshoe. So
Or whoever owns that hotel building.
Yeah, I
whatnot.
think Horseshoe is supposed to maintain
if we could
the
afford a
board,
Gordon
and then you pay for the
Ramsay
advertisement
restaurant,
on it.
if we could afford a Gordon Ramsay restaurant there, we can afford to turn the lights on.
Yeah, dude, come on, turn this light on.
But no, like that whole, like, kind of going back to what you were saying, Mason, about the business, and I think, like, I think the other big hot topic with this is a lot of the money is going towards that tornado relief, which I think is still the right decision, but I think it's just like unfortunate timing on how that all happened, because
Yeah, we kind of got screwed by it.
yeah, because I think if that did not happen and didn't have as much damage, I think we would see a lot more investment in the entertainment side of it.
Well, I don't know though, because St. Louis, like I said, there's always the people that are like, you gotta put it in schools or find somewhere where the money doesn't really invest in itself.
Yeah, but
I don't know how much faith I have in the people of St. Louis to be like, hey, let's actually make the city like rejuvenate it and attract young people rather than let people think they should move to LA or Chicago to go have fun. The younger generation is what's going to make the city money. The younger generation and companies coming here. And we're already a Fortune 500 town, and we're still a dump sometimes.
And that's
some people's eyes.
and that's the one thing I will give. One thing I'll always give Cara Spencer Ford, whenever even when she was a older woman and whatnot, is that she was the one leading the charge for a lot of downtown infrastructural changes. In the, a great example of the Millennium Hotel too. That thing finally being taken down after years of just sitting, like over a decade of just sitting there, and now also trying to take care of the stuff north of the Dome, like where that one empty building is, there the best bottle is and shit. Like, there is improvements that we are seeing in real time that we haven't seen for a while. Like the last time I remember seeing big infrastructural strides and whatnot was, whenever I would walk down 14th Street, and I remember those huge condos being abandoned and stuff for a long time as you would walk down, and then even the Stifle Theater being abandoned too. Like I don't know how much that sits in people's memory from just seeing the homeless people basically be outside of the Enterprise Center from a Blues game and stuff.
That's the mail carriers. That's the post office.
What do you mean?
That's not homeless people. That's like post office workers.
What? They're not delivering my mail. They're stacked up like empty mail, like mail stacks going.
No, I remember I think one of my biggest memories of what Sean was talking about was not even going to a Blues game, but I think it was when I was in middle school. We're getting dropped off at the City Museum. Drove past it. It was
Oh
Sean's
yeah.
dad driving, and we just see all those homeless people outside like Stiefel Theater there, and it's just like that.
Oh, you're talking
And-
about you got some of the encampment out in the front.
There
This was
was
before
one.
then too.
Yeah, there was
Oh, I
one.
saw some on the back. I was like, that's the post office.
This was like
Yeah.
in 2011 that this was all happening. 2011, 2012.
Oh, I
But-
don't remember downtown that much because that's why I was living in old Troy, Missouri.
Because then you later on moved. Because you're one of the few people that I know that lived off of Washington Avenue, right?
Yeah, I lived there in 2020, the worst time to probably live there.
I'm so happy to be downtown. Why is everything closed?
Yeah, it was pretty.
Or-
It was really fun when it was open.
For like
Yeah.
a month.
And you had like a lot of those protests that were happening too.
That
at
is
the
true,
same
yeah.
time.
Yeah, I remember evacuating, but yeah.
To round up this talk though, with it all, another 25 million is going into reserve from this board bill 22. I don't know what that reserve's going to be and how that's going to be distributed. I know that one of the bigger arguments from this, and even in the articles that we've been reading and whatnot, at least that I've been, is like the north side versus downtown debate of how they want to give that infrastructure, like we were talking about with the tornado damages and stuff. But again, that just comes down to whatever happened with FEMA trying to help support and them just not,
And the insurance companies.
and the insurance company, yeah.
Like them not paying out the people who are paying for those premiums is just, it's a problem. And that's why I think, that's what I was saying, it kind of just sucks that that tornado happened, because I think it really set the city back of what Kara Spencer was wanting to do with a lot of different like infrastructure things and different things to pass, because it's been such a damper on literally everything. Like everything has to revolve around that tornado relief now, because they can't, like, the federal government won't help, and then you also have these insurance companies that don't help, but they have to do something. They can't just leave it. And I think she's gotten a lot of flack for that. I think it's unnecessary for how it's been handled, but I don't know how much she can really do.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
she go-
it's like a big, huge chunk of our money now is gonna go fix North St. Louis.
Yeah.
And then one last thing to add on top of it too, with everything that's come down from it, is what kind of held this up a little bit was the complications of the legal challenges from the St. Louis Board of Police commissioners. They were saying that under the 2025 state law requiring the city to allocate 22% of its general revenue to the Metropolitan Police Department, the board filed a lawsuit against all that. That 250 million of the Rams settlement money and 154 million in city revenues should have been counted as general revenues. I don't know if that'll actually end up working out for what the Board of Police Commissioners are wanting for the city. I know that there was something recently with that of they did get some raise in their way that they could pay for police downtown and whatnot, but again, like, I'm all for the police trying to make St. Louis safe again, and whenever they can, because I feel like now there is a bigger presence than, like, that's the weird thing about growing up now close to St. Louis and going out more, is seeing those growths in police presence and whatnot too, because and we'll hit on this real quick too. All three of us, we went to the 4th of July thing that they did downtown under the arch, which great event and whatnot, but there was no point where I didn't feel unsafe. I felt like there was a heavy police presence and everyone did a great job of orchestrating it to make everyone have a good time.
Yeah, that was nice, because I felt like the last few years at St. Louis, it just feels like 4th of July is where Armageddon happens in downtown, with people doing like firework wars and stuff, where they're just like shooting fireworks at people. Like that was a big thing like a couple of years ago, but
I mean, they still did it. They just waited until everyone left.
Yeah.
I didn't see any clips of it at all.
I did. I saw some clips. Yeah, people are still doing it. I see clips. People.
Well, hey, at least they're
taking
being
down those
safe and
flock
waiting till
cameras,
later.
too.
Yeah, wait until no one's there.
Man,
Well, 'cause-
actually, that's something else I want to talk about too. It's another tangent for us to go down.
What is it?
Do you guys know about the flock cameras?
No.
No.
Lay this on me.
Do you
I'm
guys
ready
know
to be.
about the flock cameras?
I'm ready to be learned. Tell me.
They're all right. Let me look up. Flock cameras they're like popping up, and they're not owned by the government or anything. It's like this company by some rich guy that's funded by
Oh, really?
billionaires or whatever. But there's these cameras that pop up on the streets, and then they kind of like have a backdoor deal with the government and like police departments and things like that. They're like, hey, if you ever need to use these to like do surveillance or like look up criminals and things, let's see what's going on. We watch everything. It sees everything going on, and it documents it in this database. And there's already been cases where like police are abusing it and like stalking their ex-girlfriends and stuff, and like you
Oh
can
my
see
God.
you can see everything they're doing, everything possible. It's a huge invasion of privacy, but it's not a government thing. So like this company's just willy-nilly putting them up. And
I think it's
trying to
kind of the
strike a
same
deal,
thing.
but everyone's in a stir about it.
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about it, your phones are going to hear about it, and you're probably going to see them on your TikToks and reels and stuff. But I brought it up because you guys were talking about how we didn't see any videos of the fireworks, but I've seen some vigilante in St. Louis going around and destroying those cameras. And now there's a bunch of videos that are like, oh, don't do this. You guys should not point a green or red laser into the lens because that would destroy it. That would be really bad. And you also shouldn't like deface it or spray paint it. And
it's like the smallest advertising to like, hey, maybe do this. That's
it's
funny.
like definitely bring your phone with you when you deface it because they need to be able to find you. But I brought it up because there's one by my house near this like power station, and like that wasn't enough. Just on the other side of Olive, there's another one, and they're very obvious. I want to pull it up.
Yeah, I've never even heard of these.
Because once you guys see this, you'll be like, holy shit, and you'll notice it everywhere.
I'm sure they have a map out there too that you can probably look up to see where they all are and whatnot.
Let's see. They're just like they look like this.
Yeah.
It's not getting any bigger. But let's pull it. If you see this thing, it's usually under such stray like steel pole
Right.
with a solar panel on the top of it.
Interesting.
It doesn't. I don't know if it looks like this. But
So
I
I wonder what
it looks like this.
Yeah, I wonder what
And
the
there's
rules
two of
are
those.
gonna be with that now too, because I know in like the UK and like most of Europe they have like the CCTV stuff that they have like together with the government. I'm assuming so that way they can't help police and stuff. So
This stupid guy. I think that's the guy that's running the whole thing. I don't remember his name.
it's
But
Mr. Flock himself.
that's definitely a tangent. But I do want the people of St. Louis to know about it. Because there's a lot of people. It's building up. We're about to hear about it.
Yeah.
Because they're invading our privacy, and it's legal battles right now.
We're getting that in Waymo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're a vigilante out there, definitely don't
Don't do anything to them.
smartly destroy these because that would be bad. You don't want to ruin anyone's property.
One more thing about kind of like the 4th of July thing is well, actually two things. One, that 4th of July event, I think just completely confirmed that St. Louis needs to have some kind of music festival at the Arch.
Dude.
Well, not just any music festival. They need to try.
Yeah.
This was
actually-
like
they actually tried.
too. Yeah.
They got help, I guess, from Hyundai. I don't know
Yeah.
what the backstory on that is, but you brought in Ludacris, Zed, Miranda Lambert, and then Kenny Loggins, I think.
And even on the second day to be rained out, they still had a good turnout too.
Yeah, like you do stuff like that, and then the people in the city are gonna have faith in you and like
that
be
first
hey,
day
you're actually
was
trying to give
amazing.
us good stuff and not just scraps.
Yeah, that first day was incredible. Just like the way that, I mean, I love EDM music, so if you don't like EDM music, I'm sure it's not your thing. But that whole, just the setup of it all, it could have been a little better, but I feel like the way the audio sounded, the actual presentation of the show was phenomenal. But and then the next thing, patios. Why the fuck are you closed on 4th of July or the day before
Yeah,
4th
and then
of
you say
July?
open.
And you say you're open on Google.
I heard
Why?
about this.
We walked from the arch.
We walked
Which,
all the way there from the
if
arch.
you are not familiar with St. Louis and like walking 2 patios from there, you literally have to walk around Busch Stadium, and then when you're walking around Busch Stadium, there's the Interstate 64 right there with like that whole interchange.
Yeah,
And
you're walking underneath the interstate. Yeah.
we're walking in a very poor lit area. Surprisingly, we didn't see anything crazy there, but it was just like you had to walk all the way around, and we finally get there, and patio's lights were completely off. So then to get back to like where we wanted to go, we had to go again around the other half of the stadium just to get to Ballpark
I
Village.
feel
And at
like-
that point, I was done. I was like, I don't want to go anywhere anymore.
I feel like Brennan, you just I think you got lost yourself because you could take Market Street to 8th and then you're there. But I can understand why you wouldn't want to do
it was all messed up because of the traffic with leaving the fireworks show.
Well, you're also walking
we didn't
by.
take that much of a detour. We just went around the back instead of around the front.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
it
say
was-
because they also have a lot of stuff closed off because of the construction from the Millennium Hotel too.
Yeah, it was a disaster on getting there, and I see all their lights are off. I'm like, what? It's a Friday night. I've never seen a bar close like that. Especially when like all of St. Charles bars were open on 4th of July itself. It's like patios
And then
you can
like
be open.
Ballpark Village was bumping too.
Yeah, I didn't want to
Because
go
I'm
pay
pretty
covers.
sure patios is open even when the Cardinals aren't playing.
I think
I
they
think so.
are. Yeah, because
Unless
they
I'm
are.
mistaken.
They are because, well, I don't know. I went there for like lunch one time, like a few years ago, when they were playing, like when the Cardinals were away. They weren't at Busch Stadium, and they were open, but that was like during the day. I didn't go like,
You guys didn't just want to go to Midwestern?
no, I'm okay.
Yeah.
After that whole walk, it was hot. I was like, I'm done after all this, because it was just like, it was just a brutal. Like the walk itself wasn't bad. It was just like you do all that for nothing. It's like, oh, that's kind of killed the vibe.
Yeah.
But,
Anyways, I think that wraps up the Rams settlement talk. Let's
No,
talk.
it doesn't. I have more to talk about.
Yeah. Do you?
Yes. You guys started talking about 4th of July, but I was ready to keep talking.
What you got?
I wish that they would add more bike trails or like improve the Busch Greenway because I think
They
it's
are.
a really cool thing we have. But I think they can like speed it up and make it even cooler. I do think that was up to a public vote, but getting the metro better would be a good investment too.
Yes, I'm a big
Like
proponent
just
of
going
that.
east to west or like it goes kind of north and south on the sides, but and I know that one vote happened where they shut it down.
the
You guys
green
know what I'm talking
line.
about?
Yeah, the green
Yeah,
line.
the green line, and I suspect there was some racism with that. I don't know why they did not fucking pass.
So here's what's interesting about that right now too, is that did get reapproved under the bus rapid transit stuff, and I was talking to Brendan
Yeah,
on
but fuck
this.
the bus. The bus ain't cool.
That's not
But-
the same.
But what I think it is I think this is a test to see how much it does get used, so that way they can map out a future green line. Because the way that they have this bus line up to go is they have the stations going from all the way Goodfellow to Union, the Kings Highway, all the way down to Cass and Carr Street, Washington, and then going even further down south, all the way to Chippewa and Cherokee and Gravois. So, like, I could see the mapping and how they're trying to do it, but I do agree that, like, I wish they would just, like, and Brendan and I have had many discussions about this, that red and blue line would just go further west, or something could reach all the way to Chesterfield, or finally they get over this huge kerfuffle or argument that it can't go to St. Charles. Because if you can get the metro to go from at least Lambert Airport to St. Charles, that would make so many things, like, it would, that would be so much better in my
Then
mind.
think
we
about
talk
like how
about-
much it could help the amphitheater too, like Hollywood
Yeah.
Casino and stuff, and like it do a lot.
And I think it's weird that we pride ourselves in, like, everyone's like, you can't just look at downtown St. Louis because the city's so much bigger than that. I'm like, all right, then why are we ignoring the rest? Like, when I think of St. Louis, and I might be the only one of the few that think this, but I incorporate St. Charles too. I see us all as one unit. Like it's another region.
I
Oh
don't
my gosh,
incorporate
yeah.
But I
St.
see it as all
Charles.
one unit.
I
All the
don't
way over.
incorporate St. Charles, but I incorporate the entire county.
Not like with like finances, but as like a community
Okay.
thing.
Yeah, I see what
Like
you're saying.
that we're crossing the Missouri River all the time. Both sides are, unless you know
You're one of the people that
eating
are
about
saying,
shit like that.
yeah, you're one of the people saying, I don't go past that river.
Yeah, I don't go over there. But that's what I'm
It's
saying.
mainly
Like,
St. Charles people that do that.
yeah, it's those people, and then that's why I said that. I feel like part of that train situation is because they're like, I don't want North County going down to
Yeah.
my
No, I
neighborhood
mean,
in Tower Grove, even though I'm at all the protests and support them. But I don't want that community to come down to Tower Grove. Yeah, okay.
I mean, dude, it's a fair thing to call out and whatnot. I mean, you call
I
a
think
spade a spade.
it makes the city more connected that way too. Because think about how much more can like improve, like the more options there are in actual like transportation, like public transportation, it can allow it can kind of remove the stigma around the Metrolink being unsafe, because yeah, you can hire all the security that you want, you can hire all these like different measures to try to keep it,
You're about to say what I'm
quote
gonna say.
unquote safe, but the more people that are using it and utilizing it is what keeps it safe too.
Right.
That's what I say about downtown too. You can put all the cops you want down there, but if there's not natural people eyes on the street, like people are not gonna be afraid to do crime. If you get people on the streets downtown or on the train, criminals are gonna have natural surveillance ratting them out, and then they're screwed.
Yeah.
Get people on the ground, get people on the trains.
Get people on the ground and in the trains.
Connect us.
They've been saying that. They've been saying that since World War II.
No, especially like someone like me, and I think even Mason too, who we've traveled a lot to major cities and whatnot, and you will never not hear me talk about how much fun or how great the New York City trains and metro was, and just the East Coast in general. And I wish a lot more Midwest cities could invest in doing that for their cities.
Trains that work. Like trains are cool, and you're always gonna see shady shit on them too.
But the key is to not ever be afraid.
No, just report it. Report it, and if you don't like something you don't see, go off at the stop, and then wait for the next train.
Right.
And sometimes you're gonna be that's life. That sucks, but
It would relieve a lot of traffic on like 270 and 55. If
or even
everywhere.
think about 64 near Brentwood. If they
it's
had better
awful.
connections, like for people to use that metro station that could take them further east and whatnot, because I know that there is that stop on the Brentwood I-64 metro link and whatnot, but I just don't know if it connects properly to like the red and blue lines. I have to double check to make sure I'm looking at it correctly.
But yeah, because I know the red and blue lines only intersected so many times before they split off.
Yeah, because the metro end ends at, I think it goes all the way to Fairview Heights, doesn't it, in Illinois?
Yeah, it's Fairview Heights.
So if Fairview Heights can get a metro station, why can't St. Charles get a metro station?
So here's how it works. The blue line does connect. That is what is for Brentwood I-64, and that the only intersection part where it connects is at the Forest Park stop before the Delmar Loop and Skinker. And then it goes it goes even further than Fairview Heights. It goes all the way down to Shiloh and Scott.
Yeah, it's crazy. How far? How far do you guys think the train would have to extend into St. Charles, though? I say St. Peter's.
No, I think
I wouldn't go as far as St. Peter's.
I think it just goes straight to St. Charles downtown.
Yeah, let it connect to the main riverfront.
Yeah, and then
because there's no I'm very realistic about the fact that I know St. Charles County isn't going to approve it. That's like one of the things that stops it from going. It's just the county not wanting it to be connected. But that's the most realistic thing, is if you have if you were to build an extension for the Metrolink, it's going to follow 70, and you can make stops in like Maryland Heights or Bridgeton, and then have it go across the river into like 5th Street or some shit like that.
I think 5th Street would be like, because I going all the way to St. Peter's, I think is just like too much. I don't think there's any need.
I'm just talking about that's where there's a major population.
There's a major population there, but I feel like people from St. Peter's will just go to St. Charles, that St. Charles station, and then that's
Yeah.
because a lot of people in St. Charles County
Yeah,
are
but that's
not
okay,
coming to
too.
St. Louis.
But that's
They're not
okay
coming
too
to
if they're
St. Louis
just
like they
gonna
used to be.
commute between like Zumbel and the Main Street and St. Peter's and like Mid Rivers Mall. I feel like that's still 4 stops for them to like move around.
Yeah, but I don't think there's anything there to keep. I don't think there's any reason to keep the train going that far. Because I'm trying to like make it realistic.
Well, you have to have
the
buses
point.
there too. That's
Yeah.
why you have trains is you have buses that meet the trains
Yeah.
or like
and then,
bike lanes.
if you're talking about like on the 64 side, I think it could go all the way to. It should go all the way to
Chesterfield.
like Chesterfield, yeah. Because I going all the way like O'Fallon wouldn't make sense at all there.
You know what's funny is
The bus
Oh.
does go all the way to Chesterfield. I see it out there at work.
yeah.
It's
You know what's
kinda
funny is
crazy.
I am seeing where it goes from like Shrewsbury and I-44 and those stops and whatnot. That metro is supposed to follow 44 until it connects at Forest Park and whatnot. There is nothing following along 64 at all.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like if you
Yeah.
add it,
So
I
you
think
could
even
make a
if
train there.
even if you don't connect to like St. Charles, I think it just going to Chesterfield's enough, too. Like if you're gonna start somewhere, like because there's nothing there, and you're still staying in the county, and if it's successful,
But the
then you
problem
can-
with going to like fancy ass Chesterfield though is that all those people are just gonna drive. Unless you're just counting on people to drive to Chesterfield. And
well,
then
that's
go
a,
from
here's
there.
what I'm saying is people in like St. Charles would go to Chesterfield.
But that's why I think you at least connect it to a residential area starting point.
Right on. And again, this could also be showing our ignorance too of like how the bus stops
Yeah,
works and the
I
folks
don't
who
know.
do use
We're
that
also
as well.
like engineering and financial geniuses too.
Yeah, we totally
Yeah.
know everything we're talking about.
We're yeah, I don't know how
Honestly,
much it's gonna cost, but
I would be fine too if they were to make another metro line going all the way to Westwood that just connected to the Missouri Baptist University and like that area. If it doesn't reach all the way to Chesterfield, but if you were to make a centralized stop, make it at where it connects at 64 and 270.
yeah.
Or like at
how,
least all the way to Hannibal.
Yeah.
how far south do you think it goes?
Or
Does it, and
Elgray.
like does it go to just South County, or will you stretch it
It
all
just
the way
goes to
Arnold?
Shrewsbury. Yeah, Shrewsbury is no, it won't go all the way to Arnold.
Oh, you have it go all the way to Arnold.
Well, I mean, if you wanted to add more stops, if you wanted to go beyond, it could go to Webster Grove. But I mean, like that's like a stone's throw from Shrewsbury, Oakland, or Kirkwood. That could be another option too.
I'll
If you
tell you
wanted
what.
to keep following 44.
I'll tell you what. If the MetroLink, if we ever get that expansion, I will do I don't care how many years it is. I'll do a
We're doing
personal
a
live stream
Yeah.
of just us on the MetroLink the entire time.
You're just drinking the whole time. That'd be so fun, drinking on the metro all day until you get robbed.
And someone's just like, look at these drunk idiots.
Yeah, we would be the problem that they are worried about.
Yeah, we're.
Yeah, people love the metro so much that people are just like going on there and drinking. Like you, exactly what we tried to.
Dude, they put. Hey, I'm just saying, you put a TV on that bad boy, that's gonna be like.
There is a TV on
Plexiglass.
there now, and the television channel is yourself.
Yeah, it's just yourself. But you put a Blues game on there, I'd hang out. I wouldn't care.
Dude, what a great... That's what they used to do with trains back in the days. You just go and party on a freaking train.
Isn't that what Amtrak?
Or the riverboat shit. They should do that again.
Dude, yeah, that's a great point.
Watch a game on the riverboat.
Honestly, that's
Or
another.
if they had the Rams, we'd use that money. We'd have to sue the Rams. We
We'll just
could've
sue them
put the
again.
game on the river at National Car Rental Field, and then had the ferries out there, like partying.
See, this is why they got to put us in charge.
It's just
We want-
exciting opportunities.
We want metro links from all the major highways. I want them on 55, 44, 64.
What's crazy is
And-
all you need is a couple credit cards.
Yeah.
And then
Hear
you
me
pay
out,
them
guys.
over the years.
You can put a payment plan on it. Don't worry about the interest rate.
Yeah, interest rate doesn't matter because
If you revitalize downtown, you can pay it off faster too. So just spend money.
Yeah.
Spend money to make money.
Yeah, come on.
And I can't spend money if patios isn't open.
All right,
And
we're
that's
already
the point we're making.
we're like
Well-
40 minutes into this Ram settlement.
I will say
So
though,
awesome.
this episode was never supposed to be about the metro, and that just shows how much people of St. Louis want that train to be cool.
All three of us. We
Fuck the
represent
trolleys.
all of you.
The metros.
Yeah, our new
right.
football team's going to be called the Metros.
All right, well, going into our next topic. Well, this is a quicker one before we get into the Cardinals talk. We got I know there's some Blues updates, Sean.
Yeah, the Blues have signed free agent. I want to make sure I get his name. Ross Johnston, 32-year-old, fourth line winger. So the excitement that Blues fans should have with this guy is simply you got a younger Ryan Reeves back for the team for a few years and whatnot. You get that grit, which is really nice to see. I mean, Alexei Torpchenko can learn a lot from him, and see he continues to grow into a player. And we found out that Jonathan Berggren is going to be coming back too as well next year. He had a great year for being a waiver pickup and
Tom
whatnot.
Bergeron's coming back to AFB.
Oh yeah,
Go
I'll
on.
let us sit on that. Don't worry. And then the only other updates was Connor McMichael. He's filing for arbitration for the Blues. I still don't expect him to make too much money for this team going forward. I mean, he could sign for the 1 year and then wait until Pius Suter comes off or we figure out what to do next and for the team. But it's good to see the Blues are also in a bunch of trade talks to try and get players from Carolina who just won the Cup. The player that I wanted to bring up with that, because this is coming to mind right now, is a left-handed defenseman in Alexander Nikishin. He's only 24, so around the same age group, I think, as Logan Mayu and whatnot. That'd be a pretty good get for the Blues defensive core. He's looking to be the odd one out because Carolina's probably not wanting to commit as much money to him, but that doesn't make sense because they have like 10 million in cap space. So we'll see where that goes. Other than that, quick talk is the Mason McTavish trade keeps looking better and better, especially with how Anaheim's now going to be in a dumpster coming up soon because they just lost. They're also losing their number one center, Leo Carlson, probably to Philadelphia. So it's a
So they're
crazy
going through a
time.
reset.
I don't
What are they doing?
know. I don't
Sounds like
know
a
what
forced
happened.
reset.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with the Anaheim Ducks on this. And it's so weird to see that I think it's more just their GM Pat, I think his name's Pat Verbeek and whatnot. He just didn't he plays hardball with his players, and these younger players are just looking to be paid now, and he just didn't want to do it because like Leo Carlson was offered 18 million for 5 years, which will make him the highest paid forward going forward, like in the for those 5 years. And from what it was talked about is Verbeek was only offering him like 15 at most, and it was trying to get him down to like 12 and a half to where he's making Connor McDavid money. But Philadelphia totally just threw a grenade at him and said, "Good luck, figure it out." Just gave him that huge contract. And they still have good players that are like developing and young. Like they still have to sign Cutter Gauthier, and who they got from Philadelphia like a year or two ago, and Beckett Seneca, who's another great winger for them. They just re-signed, I think, Pavel Mityukov. Mityukov. I am bad at pronouncing Russian names, so my apologies. And Jackson Lacombe, he's also signed for long term, and they don't have anybody on the right side of their defense. It's just I don't know what they're doing. It's just just bad asset managing from their side, I think.
Yeah, I think like it seems like the Ducks are having what the hell is
What the hell?
this?
What is this? Jesus Christ, Mason.
Did you put up the wrong video, or what was the point of that?
Anyways, that's gonna be our Blues talk.
Yeah.
We'll switch over to UFL if that's what
That's
Mason's
good.
trying to signal you. She's gonna take that, crumple it up, throw it behind us. Anyways.
All right, Mason. How about the UFL talk that you got?
I already forgot what it was.
Why did you
There
get
was something
distracted by
last
something?
There was something, yeah, my mind was elsewhere. But we could talk about it instead.
Okay, I'm ready to see this.
How about the United States team? Pretty good, Red.
Oh,
Oh
that's a
my
good
god.
one. That goal. Oh, I don't know the names of these players, but it was the one where the goaltender were like way too forward, and like it just I can't really describe that play. I don't know if you could
Our
pull it up, but it
goaltender?
was awful. Like I'm not even a soccer fan, but it was like one of the worst plays in like
Was that whenever Belgium got like their third goal or what?
I think it was their second.
Their
Yeah, it was
second
one of the
goal?
worst goals I've ever seen in soccer, like MLS, and it was high school level, terrible.
It was middle school level.
The team was so rough. Watching them. Was it this one?
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ, Mason.
Uh,
You're just making Brendan stress on how much he's gonna cut.
You're not cutting.
I'm not cutting anything.
Yeah.
Just please don't post any more of that.
Did you? Are you sure?
No, please.
What? What's wrong? It's just
we're pushing ourselves right now.
I'll just put this in the bottom. You guys can look at it.
Stop.
No, that game was terrible. I put it on, and then Belgium scored because I think their first goal was because we couldn't clear the damn ball out of our own zone. Like someone, one of the right wing defensemen was able to block it, and then he did a header or something to knock it out, and it was coming back down, and then three of our defensemen were just like did that thing in baseball where no one calls for the ball. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you get it," and then it just drops, and then so it's in the middle of our guys, but none of our guys go and get it. And then so Mr. Belgium comes over and tosses it right on the front, and they score. I'm like, oh.
I think that was the play I was thinking of.
This is gonna. Well, that one wasn't really on the goalie. That one was on our stupid ass defenders not getting to it, and then just like U.S. panicking. So when that happened, I was just like, I don't have a good feeling about this game. So I kind of went away and actually was editing one of our shorts, I think, during that. And then I was like, maybe when I come back it'll be better. And no, it was like 3-1. And then I come back and that's when Belgium scores their fourth. And they start being like, someone told me that their player afterwards, after scoring that fourth goal, was like, suspend this and like kick the after he scored the goal, because of that red card situation. Have you guys ever heard about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
one of our
whole
players
thing's
got that
in this.
red card, and then Trump was like, no. And then in the locker room afterwards, Team Belgium was they were all doing the Trump dance, in the locker room.
I did not
Just as,
see
like
that.
another fuck you to the United States.
Hell
Yeah, they were shitting on us. They had a chip on their shoulder. I think I was telling people almost think there was a chip on their shoulder because, everyone felt like the U.S. got bailed out by Trump and all that, which I don't really have a clear stance on it. I don't care. I don't know what happened.
I don't know
to-
enough about soccer to
Well,
say
I
anything.
know he got a red card, and like initially, I know that like if a red card was given, the rule should stay in place. Like what the hell? But apparently there was some like controversy behind it with the VAR like not being like implemented correctly, and that's what led to the I don't know. But either way, I think the red card should have stood. But Belgium probably just got a chip on their shoulder from that, and then just bombed us like crazy. And usually we do the bombing, you know that, United States.
It's in our blood.
So, the embarrassing way to go out. I thought we would at least make it to the round 8, so the next round, and then bounce out. But it sucks that I think it's almost karma too, because it's like, yeah, fucking Canada got eliminated, and then this is purely just me, but I was like, and then Mexico. I'm like, fuck Mexico, they're out of here. And I'm like, 'cause I don't like their fan base too much. I think they're fucking annoying.
Didn't
Pedro.
in Bosnia got eliminated too pretty recently.
We eliminated
them.
Bosnia.
Okay, I can remember that.
But all those shirts that like say like Canada, United States, and Mexico, and it spells out CUM, the CUM squad is out. So, but yeah, I feel like it was karma because I was like, yeah, fucking Mexico and Canada's out, fuck them.
I will
And
say
then we got knocked out, and now the only other team I hope that gets out now is France, because they don't like our air conditioning.
Did you guys see with that England-Mexico game though? Like the memes that were around that with like the cat in the hat.
No.
There's a lot of Cat in the Hat
I
memes
know.
right now. It's not just.
It's so funny. But there was one. It's like the one where he's like hanging from a tree, and it's like it's named like some England player. It's like after like this guy scores, and it's like the Mexican cartel's gonna get him.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It
Yeah,
was
I saw
ridiculous.
it.
Those videos, if you have not seen the Cat in the Hat like dark memes, it kind of reminds me of like when the Diver Wimpy Kid things are going on,
Oh my god, yeah.
and like but this is like so much better because that movie is like genuinely kind of disturbing. It feels like a fever dream
Yeah, the
at
Cat in the Hat
times.
suit.
It's like a reason. There's a reason why Dr. Seuss is
I
not
fucking
like they have
love
not
that
done any of
movie.
those like live action movies anymore.
I
God.
fucking love that movie.
It's just because it was kind of like their like, it was kind of like another like Grinch, but like the Grinch was obviously like wholesome. 'Cause it was,
Yeah,
like,
the
a Christmas
Grinch is
movie.
more wholesome than Cat. Cat in the
Cat
Hat's
in
like,
the Hat. With Mike Myers playing the Cat in the Hat.
Yeah, that says a lot, dude.
It's just that movie. Like I haven't seen that movie in years, but again, it just feels like a fever dream. Like thinking about it.
Right.
people are saying that those Cat in the Hat memes that are they're a CIA cover up.
For what?
They're like, because a lot of the ones you read are like really heinous and like disgusting. Like
They
the
are.
the body I buried at the Winchester Denny's,
Jesus.
right behind a dumpster. And everyone's like, oh yeah, this is like they're disguising it as memes, but there's people that are confessing to their crimes like ahead of time. I'm like,
Yeah, there's a
what are you
lot
guys
of
doing?
crime.
These are just jokes. These are just jokes, and they're hilarious.
But you know, I love like the dark humor of it. As
Yeah, and the
Mason knows.
stupid
I
ass
send this.
song.
I said, yeah, yeah, they're phenomenal. But no,
And speaking of Mike Myers, there's Austin Powers, another Austin Powers coming out.
Yeah.
Oh really?
I'm
Said
indifferent
recently.
about that, honestly.
I-
I always
it's gonna
hate
be
those kind of
terrible.
things.
Well, it's probably gonna be terrible because everything new that comes out from the blast of the past is not good, just like Scary Movie 6.
Yeah.
I never even watched it.
It's okay. It's
Yeah.
not anywhere better than okay. It's just okay.
Yeah.
But hey, my phone just lit up, and I saw a score on my phone that kind of hurt my eyes.
Yeah. The Cardinals today, they lost 10-2. Was the final. At the very end of the game, Brian Torres was pitching, one of our position players, and he pitched for 2 innings because it was a doubleheader today. But before I even get into that, like what's happened like these 2 days, I kind of want to go back where we left off from last week. Last week we talked about how this was a big stretch for them, you know, with like the Braves and the Cubs and the Brewers series coming up. That's happening now. And you know, they took care of business against the Braves and Cubs. You know, you won both of those series, and you on Friday you really took care of the Cubs, 17-1 being our biggest blowout win of the year. And then even against the Braves, like that Braves matchup is like they're one of the best teams in the National League, regardless if they're struggling right now. So, and you know, when you saw like that Cubs series too, you saw a lot of our players that we need to come through start coming through. Like Jordan Walker started heating up, and he's still pretty hot right now. You have there's like a lot of good supporting cast of like Mason Wynn and Brian Torres had a home run in that game against the Cubs. And I think JJ Weatherholt was another one who had a home run that weekend too. So it's just like
I think so. I remember that.
And then, you know, Saturday was the infamous fog game where no one could see anything. And they had, like, because of all the fireworks smoke.
Right.
And it was really, like, Mason and I were at a St. Charles bar seeing that. It was wild to see. But, anyway, you know, if we would have recorded this episode yesterday, like our original plan was, I think I would have came in way more positive. Because, you know, even though we were losing that first game and the bullpen blew that first game against the Brewers, I was, like, still kind of hopeful that, you know, like, they took care of business last week. They can at least, you know, try to save what's happening right now. And after today and them losing both games of that doubleheader, they are in the worst position you could be in right now.
Right.
Because you look at our bullpen today. The first game they was a bullpen game. Sorry, the first game of the doubleheader was a bullpen game, where it was already going to be tough because the day before on Monday you had to use all of your high leverage relievers who ended up blowing the game anyway. Um, Late in that game, like in the seventh inning, and then now Friday you were doing well. You're facing Mizorowski. You score 3 runs off Jacob Mizorowski with Jordan Walker and Ivan Herrera having home runs in the day game. Which you getting runs against Mizorowski,
That was
that's
sick.
like you don't that just does not happen. He's one
Jordan
of the best
Walker's.
pitchers I've ever seen.
Is it true that Jordan Walker is the only person to get home runs off of him and Skeens this year so far? Because I remember seeing that. I don't know if it was true or not, but I was like, that's kind of impressive.
I don't know if that's true, but I kind of believe it. I mean, Skeens right now has not been
He's
good.
in brutal shape. Yeah.
But Jacob Mizorowski, I think he's like one of the most insane pitchers I've ever seen. Like it's like in the seventh inning, he's at like 98 pitches, and he's still throwing 100 plus, like 102, and he can throw early in the games. He could throw 105. Like it is ridiculous of what he's able to do,
Right.
and I think like most, like he leads the league in this. I think I heard on the broadcast today, there's been like 8 games this year where he's had 10 or more strikeouts, and in one game, and he did that again today. I think it's been like his 3rd time in a row doing that, like 3rd start in a row. So, you come out with that early lead, but then again, our bullpen is just can't hold it. And then Stanek gets hurt in that the first game today, during the day game, and that he's been one of your high leverage relievers who has been kind of hit or miss overall. Like I don't think he's gonna be like as detrimental as like what production you're gonna get, but the problem is there's no one else in the bullpen right now, and this Heim has been frustrating me with this and the way he's been handling the roster with this bullpen, because there is a guy in AAA right now. His name's Luis Gastelum, and he has been in AAA and he is not allowed a run since May 23rd, and he's been pitching as a reliever, pitching consistently. And we have a bullpen in the major leagues who has been blowing games, allowing runs, and making games that should be, even the games that we win, they're making them close games to where we end up having to use these relievers a lot. Our starters are not going deep in the games. And yet we're still calling up guys like Jared Schuster and Zimmerman and then DFAing them the next day. But yet this Gassion guy is just fucking sitting there.
Do you think it's just him like
just
getting a feel for him?
Yeah, putting up zeros in Memphis that gives us no benefit. And if you look at like the series coming, like the way it's looking now, I mean, I think it's very likely that they lose all 5 games at this point. I would say it's like a 60% chance that they do.
How far back does that put them then?
Let me see. I don't know their exact record coming into it right off the top of my head. But right now they're 47-43. And they've lost 3 games, so you'd be 45-47 when you were like a few weeks ago 9 games over 500.
God.
I could see us winning 1 game before the home run derby, the All-Star break.
I think we could still take 2 and 3 against the Braves. I think they're still struggling, but this the Brewers series was so important because this is against your division rival, and if you're going to make the playoffs, this is more than likely the team that you're facing.
Not only that, but what's worse about this, and I want to make sure I say this correctly before I talk out of my ass and whatnot, but this is the second game where they blew it in the 2nd inning or the 7th inning, right?
The 2nd game in a row, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just that's what I'm saying is the bullpen's just been abysmal, and like I said, even when the games that they win, they still don't. The bullpen still doesn't look good. It's never been a lockdown game, and it's becoming an issue. And that's why because not only like I know we could talk about the buy, sell, and trade. I'm not gonna get into that today because we talked about it every single episode so far. But I think at the bare minimum, you have to invest in this team to where they're not doing this. that you're having competitive innings be thrown. Because I mean, like, you're not getting the production that you need from the current roster that you have in your bullpen, and the fact that even if you're not even gonna make playoffs this year, you still need to have like these guys who are on like the offensive side, like JJ Weatherholt, Jordan Walker. You need that experience of them winning games and being the reason why they win games and putting them in high pressure situations to where they can develop. If
Well,
you're
do you think
just
is it,
if
I
you're
was
just
gonna
gonna be blowing games all the time, it doesn't even matter.
let me ask this question then to you. Do you think that it is a because I'm trying to remember off the top of my head who all is the I'll ask this one. Do you think that it's kind of like a lack of experience or leadership problem within the roster that they just don't have that they've had before? I mean, you
It's
do
not like in
have
the
got
bullpen.
within the bullpen, but and just like the kind of attitude of the lineups that come up
Yeah.
too and whatnot.
I can see what Sean's saying. I don't really see anyone as the leader.
I think that's what made this team like. I think that's what makes this team more unique, and I think it let them let loose because I think the problem was in like 24 and 25 there was especially 24, there was too many leaders, too many veteran presences, and I think when you have a young team that has nothing really to lose, they just play their heart out, and I think that's what you see that on the field this year. That's why
But
they're
they
in the
do have
position that
something to
they're in.
lose. But they do
I
have
just think
something
you
to
need
lose.
some sort of identity, though.
They have the identity though.
They have an
of-
identity. I
Like
will
they
agree
have
with
the
that.
What's the
core.
identity?
They're like their top 4 hitters are like it's one of the best top 4 hitters you could have in baseball. Like I don't think I can't name like many other top 4s that we have that are better. Maybe like the Dodgers. You could put like the Braves in there, but I still think offensively our top 4 is better than the Brewers. I think it's better than the Cubs. It's better than like the Yankees. I'm trying to think of other teams. The White Sox, we have a better core than them. That are like I'm talking about competitive teams right now.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Um,
just talking about in general as a club.
I mean, I think their like agenda is like not their agenda, like their identity is to be this young, hungry team that is just gonna battle and battle back. That's what it's been all year. They come back games. They fight to the very end. And we saw that early on, but now it's starting to feel like it's catching up to them, which we like that's been a worry because that's how they played. But I think the biggest problem is not really on the offensive side because offense is going to be hot and cold no matter what because you're either the offense is going to have a bad day or the pitcher on the other side is going to have just a great game, and you can't really control that. The one thing that you can be consistent with is your bullpen on being able to deliver for you and have guys that you can trust. And the most important side is your rotation, where those are the guys that pitch every 5th day and they go out and you know what to expect from them every time. They don't have that right now.
Right. And I
Yeah.
think another thing that they're missing is just like, and I feel like any good team needs this, is they need that fiery psycho player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
You
what
talk
I'm
about
saying.
Wilson
That's what I'm kinda
Contreras?
getting at.
Yeah. I miss Wilson Contreras so much. And like, what was the name of the really old pitcher who was in Toronto? Max
Scherzer.
That guy's a certified lunatic, right? He looks
Yeah.
like he looks fucking crazy. But it's that fire that I think can get a team to go above expectations. I mean, that's what I think this team needs right now is someone to do that, to be like, hey, we can do this. We're a better fucking team than this. We shouldn't be doing that. And I think you could have that even in the bullpen of just like one guy calling out and just simply having accountability of it all. It doesn't have to be from a top brass person or any manager or coach and whatnot. So, but when you see a roster player step up and do that and call out teammates, that instills other players to want to be better.
That's kind of what I'm saying is that their identity is like there's not anyone you can really point to except maybe Jordan Walker, but even he's not getting
Well,
the
he's
national
not like
recognition
that.
that he should be. But I'm
Well, he's
saying
an
like
all-star
there's no
now.
one
He's
there's
an
no one on
all-star.
this team that everyone's like when they think about teams they're like, oh, Otani, or like we don't have a superstar. We don't have anyone that's crazy. We don't have
No, we have an
anyone
all-star,
who's
that's
always
it.
in the media. Like
I think
I still
Jordan
think there's
Walker
anyone
is
to
that.
rally around except for your team itself, which is like a cool story in itself. Like That's what you want in sports, is your team to be operating all as one. But I just don't think we're there yet. And before, like, something you can build around is an identity or someone that
Well, JJ
can
Weatherholt
take
could
the
be that
pressure off of
person.
all the players, that can handle the pressure.
I think J.J. Weatherholt and Jordan Walker are those guys, though. Because they are getting national recognition, but they're just not getting... They weren't getting all-star votes like that. But, like, Jordan Walker has been, like, one of the best stories in baseball overall. He's got a
Right.
banner outside of Philly right now for being an all-star. JJ should be an all-star, but he's the guy that is still getting a lot of praise. I think if you look at betting odds, I think he is the number one likely Rookie of the Year winner, which I think that's I don't think any rookie in the National League could be better than him at this point. Unless he just completely falls off a cliff. But I think like I kind of push back on the idea of like what Sean was saying, like just that fiery attitude, because we had that with Wilson Contreras, and a lot of this roster is the exact same with that, and we're better. Like I love Wilson Contreras. I think he's a great player. He's an all-star this year too, and I think that I loved him in a Cardinal uniform, but I think that it's not as important as like to have that kind of fiery guy as some people make it out to be. I think it's just more of a storyline. But
Well,
I
Tarps
think
off
that
ain't doing anything either.
I think the tarps off thing's kind of dying out a little bit.
I said that a long time ago.
Well, it wasn't dying out then, but now I think it's going to soon, especially if we fall off like the standings more. But I mean, even if we lose all the 5 games, I still think you can beat Atlanta and then be in an okay position. But at the same time, I think this deadline and like just these next couple weeks with this, like if they actually lose this series, like completely get swept, I don't know how you come back and say that we're gonna go in and buy on this team. I don't think Heim will do that. I still think you should buy and like not give away the farm, but like try to just like make it to where this team can fucking win games at some point, not just fall off a cliff. And that's the kind of the part that they're getting to, is where they fall off a cliff and they can't. Like, it doesn't matter what their offense does, doesn't matter what they do, something just happens and they blow it. And the Brewers are by far one of the most annoying fucking franchises I've ever seen.
You want to talk about your trip to Milwaukee?
Oh,
that one time?
I went to Milwaukee. What year was that?
I think that was 20.
It was 24. 24. And I went to Milwaukee, and this was in that Mother's Day whole spectacle where Wilson Contreras just got injured. He broke his arm. And then it was like there was a lot of talks about like Ollie getting fired for how bad it was. Like it was like becoming very likely that he was going to get fired. And then I went to that Saturday. Oh no, I went to it was either Friday or Saturday game, but I think we lost like 11-2. And I've been to Wrigley, and I've been to Pittsburgh, and so I especially like at Wrigley. I was at Wrigley in 2019 when we eliminated them from the playoffs. I was in Wrigley during the 17-game winning streak in 2021, and I have never dealt with more toxic fans than I have at Milwaukee that one time. And in May of just about like a regular season loss, like Katie and I were getting heckled the shit out of, like literally, like we're just trying to leave, and then there's like people like yanking on our jerseys and stuff. It was bad, and it was like this is a regular season game in May, and they were acting like that. And
I'll never forget what you told me about it all too. Was whenever I think you yelled at someone where they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna get our championship," and you're like, "I already have more banners than you, asshole."
They don't have anything. I don't understand. I don't understand the Brewers at all. They can win 100+ games, but yet they go into one playoff series. They're never gonna win. I hope they never win a World Series, because I just want to keep holding that over them, because they're such fucking frauds. I've the entire time I see them play, it's been this way since 2022. I swear to, even when we play them and we lose, their wins that they get are not from them beating us. It's from us killing ourselves or the other teams hurting themselves. Like, that's all it is. Like, these last 2 games, even though it was a 10-2 loss, that was us hurting ourselves with the way our bullpen was set up. And the game, like the other 2 games, we blew the lead with the bullpen.
So in other words, they're just too much of a right place, right time team.
Everything has to fall exactly in place, it feels like, for them, and it does. It happens every time. And the names on their team, like, they've gotten more bigger names in the last couple of years, like Churio that they developed, Mizorowski, obviously, and Kyle Harrison's becoming something special too. So they're getting more names, but it's still like, you look at that roster, if you show this to any other, like, if I show it to like Mason, if he knows any of these players, I think he might know like 2.
Half the time you guys are bringing up people, I'm like, who's that?
But yeah, I'm worried about them, about the Cardinals, but we'll just have to.
Hey, the thing you said the other podcast, though, is still standing true, which you were worried about for a second. Because you said that they can't score at home, and then right after that, that's whenever they won a game 11-5, and then another game 17-1 back to back. And then you were like, for the viewer, you're probably like, oh yeah, Brennan's freaking stupid. But here they are back at home, and they've lost 3 home games again. This last
I think the most was like 4 runs.
Yeah, the most they've gotten since they've been home is 3. They got 4 runs against the Cubs on Sunday, but they've gotten 3. They got 3 on Monday, 3 on the early game today, and then 2 on tonight's game.
Yeah,
it's weird. They're a better road team, and it's been that way for a few years now.
And that's how the Battlehawks were this year. It's weird that some teams are like that. They like the adversity.
I don't know if it's just adversity or just, I think Busch Stadium's just kind of a hard place to hit too.
Well, definitely that too.
But I don't know. The Brewers had no problem.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting Sunday because I think all 3 of us will be at that game too.
Yeah, we got sweet tickets for
We're
that.
big ballers. We're very important. We're gonna bring our Behind the Loop banner and hang it out there. Just be like, "Yep, subscribe."
We're gonna chug a beer every time they.
Yeah, we're actually gonna do the 9x9.
Score a point on us.
Okay, that would be a brutal game. Who's pitching that day?
I don't know.
Brandon
Is that
told
the
me not
game
to
that
say
we just
point
do
on
the
this
999 finally?
The 999. Oh God.
999.
Yeah, we become German.
More than German. A lot more than German. So
Mason, could you handle 9 beers, 9 hot dogs, and 9 innings?
I
know you're trying to
hot dogs,
lose
too.
weight, but
If
I'm
if
trying to
I
lose
could
weight,
drop
too.
the bun, maybe. Also, that's like $150 unless we somehow get.
No, we get free food.
yeah, we get
Oh,
free
we do.
dogs. We get
We
free
do.
dogs. Oh, do we get free beer? I don't remember
Yes.
that.
Yes,
we
we
get
do.
free
Oh.
beer.
then
I
let's
might
try.
do that,
Let's try and do it.
dude. We should totally do that and film it. I think that'd be
We're
a
gonna
great
be wasted
video.
though. Someone's gotta drive. You should make Katie drive on her birthday.
Yeah.
There's Demi.
Yeah. We'll just tell them when we get there too.
Yeah. No prep. Just be like, hey, by the way, we're doing this.
Does the beer have to be like the tall one or like what?
No, it can just
No,
be
so
like.
I think
16
like
ounce,
I think the only beer options that we have are Budweiser and Bud Light. Do we
Oh,
go
dude, we can
full?
easily do it.
Do we go full St. Louis and just do Budweisers?
No,
I'd be
no,
doing
your
that.
stomach
That'd make
will
me
fill
feel
up so
so-
fast. Budweiser is so filling.
I know.
I love Budweiser. Don't get me wrong. I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
like
lie.
it.
I've started turning on to being a Budweiser person.
Budweiser's really good. It's like
It's
a
good, but
savory beer.
It's just
Yeah.
so heavy.
Well, it's like
like-
150 calories per beer for like a can.
Yeah, I know. My waistline tells me about that all the day.
Yeah, let me see. Because I think there's gonna be like 12-ounce bottles if I had to guess. Like those, like are they 12 or 16? Like those, like
Bottles.
like the
aluminum bottles, or-
yeah, the aluminum bottles. Yeah.
I'll do this if you guys don't care if I take the bun off of the hot dog.
No, you have to do the whole thing.
What? I don't want to eat all those carbs.
You can only take
What
out
if,
half.
what
the
if I like mound it up into a ball
into a ball and,
and then
just ate
and
the
then
Oh
ball?
my
I throw it
God.
at Jordan Walker at the end of the game?
Wait a minute. So I just saw we'll be in the outfield too because it's the Coca-Cola patio.
So I'm saying I'm gonna throw it to Jordan Walker.
So a 16-ounce aluminum Budweiser bottle contains 193 calories.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Times that by 9.
That sounds right.
Times that by 9 real quick.
You get your entire
Okay.
like meal for like lunch and beer.
That's 1,737 calories just in beer. How much are hot dogs? Like, what's an average hot dog calorie?
So yeah, we gotta cut that in half. We gotta do light beer.
A calorie, like for the calories for a hot dog is 186.
Yeah, but yeah. So if you take, is that counting the bun or not?
That is counting the bun.
See,
wait.
I'm telling you guys, do my route.
Hold on, wait, no, 186 calories. This is for the meat only, without the bun or top.
So with the
See-
bun, that's probably
see-
another 200.
This
Oh my
we're
God.
gonna have to like fucking fast the day prior.
What if we treat it like a pitching rotation? Like I'll go 4 to 5 innings deep, and then I'll be like, Brennan,
Okay,
you gotta take over,
I think that's good. We
and
do
then
like
Mason can be the closer.
No, that's cheating. It's not hard then.
No,
We're a team.
We're a
What do you
team.
mean? Mason's
I
really
don't know. I
contemplating
don't
this.
know. I'm debating it. We're gonna get called out. That's cheating.
Okay, then we'll just see how long we can go. Like how like you can tap out and the winner, like I think Sean wins.
Yeah, I can guzzle down some blizzies.
No, I could do it except for the hot dogs are what warning me.
Mason's the guy that like throws
I
it up
might-
and like lets it like swallow
See,
down his throat real
I'm
fast.
not even worried about the hot dog. I'm worried about the beer. That's what I'm worried about.
How many
because
calories
I'm-
are in the Bud Light then?
I think that's like 110.
For Bud Light.
Yeah.
I
If
think
had
we
to
could do it
guess.
with Bud Lights. I really do.
It's 100.
All right,
exactly
we've
right,
talked about it
110.
enough on the pod that we have to at least try now, and then
Yeah,
film
no,
it and just be like, he tapped out.
Oh man. And then, what if it goes to extra innings?
Oh, we're fucked.
God, I'm just trying to figure out this hot dog thing. 'Cause I think I could do it without the hot dog.
Mason, I'm telling you, we should do it like a pitching rotation. I think that'd be totally worth the content.
I see Mason's point on it being like. they're
Well,
like,
I also don't
oh,
want to wait for you to finish your beer. I don't want to wait till the 4th inning to drink a beer.
You don't have to. I'm just saying. Pitchers take warm up pitches. You can do whatever you want.
No, I think we try. If we're gonna do it, we're either not do it at all or we try. 10.
We'll try.
I'll try.
We'll try. And how about this? You know what make us feel better about eating a hot dog? Is we gotta do laps around the stadium.
Oh my god, I'd throw up.
Oh yeah, by like the
Yeah, burn
4th inning, I'd be
calories,
dead.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have to eat and run at the same time to finish your hot dog in time.
So
Let me tell you, I'm
So
going to be
it's like
betting for
9
the strikeouts.
You know, I was hoping that like Matthew Liberatore was gonna be pitching because they would be really long innings, like half innings. But it's Dustin May, so we're gonna have to go fast. But
yeah, we'll see. I think the point is to see how far you can go.
then we could ask people if you think we could finish the 999 challenge.
Probably like, no.
Actually, you can't. If you breathe in the hot dog, you won't get its calories because it won't go in your stomach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can just like suck them down and then just throw them up later.
You literally you just literally breathe it in until it breaks out.
All right, well, that's pretty much all I got for the Cardinals. You guys got anything else to talk about?
Nope.
The Cardinals 4th of July jerseys were pretty fucking cool.
Oh, they were cool.
Actually, yeah, those are cool. But this is gonna be my weeb side coming out. The Naruto jerseys that they got, I'm really debating buying those ones. Those ones are kind of sick.
Oh, like the theme ticket one.
Yeah,
The
Yeah,
which
those
ones?
are pretty cool. They're like Naruto.
Oh yeah.
I think that's so sick.
Yeah, they Jordan Walker's been promoting that heavily.
Yeah, he's a nerd like me. I like
Yeah,
it.
Black
We're
Phil.
practically the same.
You know, ever since you told me that, I can't get it out of my head.
What?
It looks like
That
looks
Jordan
like Black
Walker
Phil.
is like Black Phil. When you hear him like talk and everything, he's literally Black Phil.
And then the way his
Oh,
face is.
our friend Phil. Let's be very
Yeah.
clear about this. That is
Should
true.
Should I name drop again like I did Shane?
No.
But that is funny. I hope Phil watched this and understands and appreciates
No,
it.
no, it does. He does look like him.
He does. I don't disagree.
It's kind of crazy, especially when you hear him like talk, like when you hear like Jordan Walker like on interviews and like. Real quick, Mason, pull up the video. I can send it to you. It's the video where he's like acknowledging like him becoming an all-star because I think that's still good to cover too. Like,
yeah,
I'm glad that the MLB somehow made, like I think it was the players that ended up voting him in. It was on Twitter.
I think I see it here. It was posted on the 5th of July.
Yeah. Yep. That's it.
Okay. Schwartz is doing this weird thing again.
After this, we can head out of here.
I'm trying to figure out what's the best layout for this. Okay.
I think like this, yeah. Just make it full screen.
I do, but then watch what it does.
This is fine.
What is this?
It's fine.
All right. I think I have to allow audio too, though. Yeah, because if I play this, can you guys hear it?
I don't know. You haven't played it yet. No,
I don't hear anything.
You can't hear it? Okay. All right, buy me some time. I gotta do something.
So, anyways, the way we're gonna buy time real quick is we're just gonna bullshit, and I'm just gonna vamp as much as I can, like I am right now, so that way Mason has the optimal time to get the audio situation fixed up for this. It's gonna be a great representation of how our friend Phil.
All right, this should work.
Has the same talking cadence as Jordan Walker.
All right, I don't have to remind anybody in this room, this game is hard, and there's a ton of ups and downs and, I mean, twists and turns in this game, and so many times where we get in a place where we doubt ourselves. This is why this one's super special. This All-Star selection, J-Walk, isn't about, in my opinion, 3 months of production, brother. This is about 3 years of perseverance. And you've done a hell of a job. This whole entire room has seen this dude get criticized, sent down. A ton of people doubting whether you would ever become the player that you're becoming right now. And through that entire process, you have stayed true to yourself. That's special. Last week we talked about, man, just confidence you borrow from results, disappear with the results. But when you draw it from who you're becoming, nobody can take that from you, dude. And this is a great example of that. So be proud of also the guys in this room because a lot of these boys had your back through that process. And today we get to congratulate you for being an all-star.
All right, y'all have my bag every step of the way. Reached out to me when I really needed it at the bottom. But I mean, I don't even know what to say, man. It's truly an honor, and y'all are with me the whole way through, so it means a lot. I mean, I'm almost in tears right now because just y'all know how hard it was for me, for sure, these past few years. So, I mean, it means the most I can celebrate with you all. So I appreciate you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
He's got massive thighs.
That was a cool video, but no, he's to me he sounds like Phil too.
Yeah, his voice doesn't really match the way he looks. I expect him to have a deep voice, and then he's like, sounds like a nerd. That makes sense why he's promoting all the Naruto shit.
Jordan Walker's gonna see this and find Mason to kick his ass.
No, I'm a fucking nerd too. I sound like a nerd.
All right, well, I think that's a good place to end it. So this is a longer episode, but we'll have it separated in the description. Which chapters you want to hear, but thank you guys for watching. Leave your thoughts and comments down at the bottom, and make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.